Hello, everybody. This is Debo with Debo's Movie Reviews here, and this week's review will be Terminator 2, directed by James Cameron, starring, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger as the T800, Robert Patrick as the T1000, John Edward Furlong as John Connor, Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor, Earl Bowman as Dr. Silverman, Joe Morton as Mal Dyson, Jeanette Goldstein as Janelle, with Xander Berkeley as Todd, who was John Connor's step parents, along with the twins of the actors that were used to save budgets. Which I gotta say, when it comes to the canon of Terminator, my opinion is first one, second one, Sarah Connor Chronicles. Which I'd say out of the which I'd say between the portrayals of Sarah Connor, I'm gonna say Lena Headey and from the show and Linda Hamilton, the OG, pretty much are tied for first. What I'll say about Amelia Clark, I'll say for Genesis. But I do say it's definitely an ultimate sequel. The ultimate sequel, and a lot of people say the one sequel is better than all the other sequels of any movie. Which, of course, for those who follow me, know how debatable that sounds. And how can you not like Terminator 2? I mean, it's got everything: action, great casting, great car chases. I mean, just from how the perfect castings of from Arnold Schwarzenegger to Linda Hamilton to Robert Patrick as the T1000 and Furlong as John Connor, along with Danny Cooksey as his friend Tim, the redhead, the ginger, and the mullet, which he kind of came a long way from kid roles like one off in as an orphan in the Dukes of Hazzard episode, and Sam from Different Strokes in later seasons. And then later on, he went on to voice Milo in Pepper Ann. And I gotta give it to Robert Patrick. He did an excellent job on it. And a lot of people say that's pretty much his best role, but I can pretty much say it's available from other films, but it's his most critically acclaimed role. I'll say this much. Now, back to enough with the casting. I can say, yeah, I mean, great storyline of how it's the machine wars and how T800 goes back to protect John Connor while Sarah Connor's in a mental hospital after a botched operation that was supposed to do like after an attack on Cyberdyne, which is like Skynet, which kind of had the odd thought about how the whole sequence where she goes out and kills Dyson, and I'm just like attempts to, and I'm just like you just like what I say about Hydra in Marvel movies. You cut off one head, and another shall take its place, or two more shall take its place. And of course, the whole debate, the no killing thing that John Connor tries to tell his Terminator, which of course you get a lot of shots with kneecaps and blown up cars and all, which of course he only shot to kill the T-1000. And oof. And talk about how badass the T-1000 is, just from dressing up like a cop, taking on the identity of a cop, to the whole deal of with Schwarzenegger dressed like a biker, which is a pretty much a staple in the whole badass quote of "I need your boots, car, clothes, and motorcycle." Especially when you hear Dwight guitars and Cadillacs played in the background. I mean, a lot of people don't give that no credit. I mean, despite how much they like to acknowledge Guns N' Roses' "You Could Be Mine." And I gotta say, out of all portrayals of John Connor, I'd say Furlong kind of did the best one, despite the debatable no killing thing. And I was like, dude, you're John Connor, not Robin, and he's not, and the Terminator's not Batman. But hey, how can you forget the epic motorcycle chase, and of course the whole starting the whole trope with the gun in the flower box deal, which Schwarzenegger did in the mall in the first encounter with T-1000 with that lever action shotgun, which a lot of people don't think lever actions are associated with shotguns. They're more associated with rifles, but hey, it took Schwarzenegger to make them cool, and especially for a cowboy type gun that's in a non-cowboy movie. And then even forget, well, where I get tongue tied. Gotta admit the whole mental hospital escape in that encounter, and then the second car chase between the 18-wheeler and the S10. Oof. And a station wagon and motorcycle. And then the whole scene with it, when he takes liquid form and slivers his way into that helicopter. Oof. Hell. Even in their special edition, where you get like some scenes like one where Sarah Connor's in the in her cell in the mental hospital, and she of course sees Kyle Reese, and that's only like a special edition cut, and then of course like an extended take on that dream of the, where everything blows up around her and all. A Judgment Day, hence the name. Alright, that'll do it for this week. I hope y'all like, subscribe, and enjoy, and I'll keep dishing them out.